Hello, warriors. Welcome to the U Movement. I am B. It is about 3 o'clock in the morning. I have yet to get any sleep tonight, and that doesn't really surprise me, seeing as I feel like I've basically been asleep for all of the month of October practically. And a friend of mine who has been parallel with me on my awakening journey, remarkably, like we are always in the same energy on the same days and facing the same kind of stuff, maybe like a day or two apart, but it's been absolutely astronomical. But she has been very insightful because she notices patterns, as do I. And one of the patterns that she noticed is that, when you're in a deep dive into one of these dark nights of the soul, or like a fear purge that I talked about in my last video, is something will come along and trigger you into anger, which is a higher vibration, on the vibrational scale of all of the emotions, the bottom being despondency and depression, and then you work your way up into the wet or emotions of the sacral, and then you get into the fiery emotions of the solar plexus, and it's something will come along to pull you up on out. And so I've been, as you know, you've watched my videos, in very wet and fearful emotions for the last 3 to 5 days. I've kind of lost track of the days here as of recently. But now I'm in this kind of spitting nails energy because I posted something on Facebook. Social media, you're allowed to post whatever you want to post, and you're always going to get some comments that are supportive, and some comments that try to be supportive, and then some comments that fail miserably at that. And there was a comment left for me that just got my goose. It just, which was in relation to I should get my vibrations higher. And I responded that with, why should I do that? Because I'm doing what I'm doing, which is I'm healing. So no, I won't be focused on high vibes. And they proceeded to explain to me, how I shouldn't sit in it for any length of time. And then the steam started exiting my ears because anybody that has been following my channel knows that basically everything that I believe in and everything that I teach is all about sitting in it, is all about feeling the feelings for as long as you need to feel the feelings. Because what happens is, with an awakening, your whole life's worth of feelings that you repressed and depressed and shut down all bubble to the surface, and all your traumas get knocked out on the table. It's like having that junk drawer in your kitchen. I know you have it. We all do. And spirit comes along and dumps it all out, and then it doesn't just dump out this lifetime's junk. It drops out previous lifetime's junk. So that's a lot of junk in the trunk that needs to be dealt with. Awakenings, when the feelings start happening after a lifetime of repressing through coping strategies, addictions and whatnot. Like I used, alcohol, tobacco, weed, pharmaceuticals, all to numb, sugar, food, numb. And then you start feeling for the first time. A lot of these feelings, it takes some time to process through, and you can only really deal with one trauma at a time. If you tried to deal with them all at the same time, your head would probably blow up. And that's how, enlightenment would happen, is you would just explode. And then you'd be pretty light because you'd be sans body. So, yes, it got me thinking, and I have spent the last 5 years literally healing every single day. Every single day. That is what I've been doing. That's been my full-time job, is healing myself. Because if you've seen photographs of me from where I started from, or knew all the conditions that I was dealing with, it was astronomical. And so I'm going to go and get this list. And it's not about boasting. It's about explaining that things take time. Because if you're thinking to yourself, geez, 5 years, that's a long time. Yeah, it's a long time. It's a really long time. And it's been very annoying at times, and very difficult at times, and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to just peel these off the wall for a second here, and explain why awakenings take so long, okay? And so I'm going to start with the physical, okay? The physical things that I've had to overcome in the last 5 years is obesity. I lost over 135 pounds. I also cured my diabetes, sleep apnea, brain fog, memory loss, peripheral neuralgia, low back pain, fibromyalgia, a buffalo hump, chronic tooth pain, that's still present. I lost 2 teeth. I had irritable bowel syndrome, candida overgrowth, frozen shoulder, suffered from severe headaches, burnout, and exhaustion. I quit sugar, I quit carbs, I quit caffeine, I quit alcohol, I quit tobacco, I quit pharmaceuticals, I quit cannabis, I quit dairy, I quit gluten, I quit makeup and hair care products. I do occasionally put a little hairspray in there just to get a little bit of a flirt, but basically my entire, identity changed. I've dealt with, I had a frozen shoulder for an extended period of time that I had to get, and I've had ascension symptoms ranging from rashes all over my body to chest pains routinely, and kidney stones at one stage that turned out to be not my kidney stones. So I was experiencing somebody else's through the fact that I'm clairsentient, and that's another list. Okay, so in the emotional and mental realm, I've had to work on my despondency, my depression, my anxiety, and my emotional flashbacks. Adoption, physical abuse, mental and psychological abuse, gaslighting, emotional neglect, sexual abuse, loss and grief, fear, a lot of that, PTSD as well as CPTSD symptoms, terror, panic, paranoia, working on the inner critic, intrusive thoughts, limiting beliefs, self-worth, self-value, negative self-talk, self-loathing, learning to love myself, reprogramming, reparenting, finding compassion for myself, forgiving self-soothing, creating healthy boundaries for the first time ever in my life, and dealing with codependency. In the 3D realm, I lost my job. I lost my best friend. I had to cut off my mother. My mother then died. Her will left me in a legal battle that's been going on for 2 solid years. My ex-husband confessed to crimes, as well as never having loved me for the 15-year marriage was a lie, and that the entire thing was full of gaslighting and manipulation, thus giving me a nervous breakdown. Getting him to move out was an exceptionally stressful and difficult thing. Most normal human beings leave. That took 6 months. I was hospitalized for a period of time against my will for 3 days after I had did some sacred medicines, which I highly recommend people don't do. I do not recommend sacred medicines. It opened my channels way too fast, and I was in an extreme state of, it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty. I had to report my ex-husband to the police. I had to also get a divorce. I had to go no contact, and that was its own difficulty in dealing with the dissolution of trauma bonds. I've had to deal with financial instability. I've started my own business as the U Movement, even though I only do things by donation because that is what I'm guided to by spirit. So I've started filming even when I was terrified to do so. I have lost friends en masse. Luckily, I've had new Soul Tribe members come into me. I've had to do a lot of repair work around my home and cover the costs of things breaking down. I've lost my entire family, except for my son. I've had to... I lost my agent. I had gotten an agent, and then I lost an agent, and I got a new agent to do some theatrical work and some film. I've written half a script. I've written half a book. And I'm designing my own website and my own business and products to go in with that. On a spiritual level, I've had to deal with soul recognition, a heart expansion, a spontaneous kundalini, connecting to soul, learning how to channel for the first time, learning how to cope with clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, telepathy, light language, trying and using sacred medicines, which again, I don't recommend at this stage to anyone. Having multiple mystical experiences that I'm not going to share with you because they're private. And dealing with psychic attacks, dealing with earthbound souls that I've never had to deal with before, dealing with negative entities and energies and learning how to manage that, doing multiple self-healings, dealing with ego death and this whole twin flame situationship, learning how to surrender, reconnecting with God, learning what faith is, learning what hope is, and all of those things in 5 years' time. So when it comes to how long an awakening takes or how long it takes you to heal, you take your fucking time. I'm a little bit irritated. See, you take your fucking time. Because when you take your time, you actually heal the stuff. There is no timeline for how long it's supposed to take you to get over your divorce or get over the breakdown of your family or get over the isolation or get over the childhood wounds that all come up. Sit in the emotions as long as you need until they pass. That is how you heal. That is how I have healed all of that stuff. That is how I have done what I have done in a 5-year period of time, is not being high vibe only. It's being in all of the vibes. Every single last one of them. Our role here is to experience fully these emotions. And when you fully allow yourself to experience them without fighting them, without repressing them, and just surrender to them. Watch my video that I just did on surrendering to fear, the last one. I've been sitting in fear. I'm not feeling very fearful at the moment, which is great. As I said, I might be coming on the back up again of this, and it's usually a little bit of something that's going to irritate you, that's going to help lift your vibe. So in the moment, I'm kind of angry vibes only. And I'm digging it. It's a lot better than the fearful vibes I was in yesterday. But you know what? Even the fearful vibes, it's okay. It's okay. Whatever you're feeling in your body, feel it. Feel it more fully than you've ever felt anything before. It's like God has given you a mission and has said, right, what I want you to do is I want you to be the most depressed you've ever been in your entire life. And then in 24 hours, even less sometimes. Sometimes it's like 7 minutes and something flows through you. But you're going to just feel it so fully and be in the wet vibes, be in the messy vibes, be in the angry vibes, be in the irritated vibes, be in the whatever vibes you can be, because each one of those is going to help you get into the high vibes. But if somebody is just simply saying to you, just high vibes only, you got to work on high vibes, get into those higher vibrations. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, is by being in the low vibrations. You have to expunge the low vibrations out by being in them. So kudos to you who's being in low vibes. Kudos to you who's doing the warrior work, who's sitting in the shadow and feeling ick and going into the muck to unfuck. Look what I've accomplished in 5 years' time. It's astronomical. And you can accomplish it too by being in your feelings. So that's my vibe tonight, is feel it to heal it. And if you need help feeling it to heal it, you can book with me a private one-on-one and set up a Zoom. Or you can check out my emotions playlist, or my Dark Night of the Soul playlist, or my narcissistic abuse playlist, because that takes a lot of time to get over. Narcissistic abuse is particularly insidious. And without question, it has taken me a year and a half more than to be able to process through that. And there will come a phase that you go through with narcissistic abuse where you need to watch every single video out there and become a narcissistic abuse survivor expert and watch so much stuff. Otherwise, the temptation to go back is going to get you. I know so many people that have gone back. They go back because the trauma bonds are strong. It's like having an addiction that is stronger than cocaine. And that addiction is a real thing because your chemicals in your brain have been hijacked. So take as long as you need to take at least a minimum of a year to sit with yourself and sit with all the emotions that come after you've escaped from narcissistic abuse. Take all the time you need. I will never, ever judge you for being in low vibes, wet vibes, angry vibes, cranky vibes. Just be in authentic vibes. Be real. Experience what you need to experience so that you can somatically release it out of your body by feeling it fully. That all said, I'm sending you my absolute love in no matter what vibes you are in. Peace out.